Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This is a work and career reading for Sagittarius from the 6th of August to the 20th of August 2018. I put the decks I'm using down in the description box, and if you would like a personal video reading, the details are also in the description box. So please take the time to like, share, subscribe, and leave me a message or some feedback. I just love to hear from you. And I'm going to start off with the Angels of Abundance cards. I've shuffled this deck. I'm just going to cut it and draw two cards from it. So the first card is Quiet Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the outer world so that you can discern and process your true thoughts and feelings about your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself and you will have more clarity about what to do next. So need to meditate, retreat, to get some plans and ideas about what to do next. It is safe for you to receive is the second card. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for the good coming to you and through you as it blesses the world. So it is time for you to receive something rather than to give, and make sure that you know how to receive, because a lot of times we always know how to give but not how to receive, and so it is important to learn how to receive. And so meditation will come in and help you there as well. So I'm just going to draw some cards for the general energy of the week, and then you will do the general reading. Oh, that one's there. Okay, so the first card is to have a positive attitude and optimism, and that's very necessary. You've probably been making giving some time and donations towards charity. So you've been spending some time doing something that is being charitable as well, and a need to have some positive attitude, some optimism really, and you might be needing to seek some financial advice and involving financial planning, something that will give you advice on how to do things for the future that is going to be beneficial to you. So you've got something to do with, in the past you've had some sort of a work that involves science and technology, and you've also had a bit of unforeseen expenses going on in the past. Your work might be involving science and technology, and you might have had you might be concentrating on that at this particular moment. You've got some unforeseen expenses coming in the past. In the future, you've got something as like a new business venture coming in, and you need to actually consider all options. So troubleshooting, looking for solutions to a lot of problems coming in. So you need to be positive about starting this new business venture, and it might involve something that involves troubleshooting or looking for solutions to other people's problems. It's definitely involved with something in science and technology, so that is probably the new job that you want to do, something that has got to do with a lot more science and technology, and to go around doing that, you do need to have a very positive, be very optimistic about it. You will need to have some financial advice coming in, and maybe a need to donate some of your time or effort or money towards some sort of charitable organization. So doing something that doesn't mean that you get any sort of remuneration from it, but just doing it for the good of it. Maybe it could even involve teaching of some sort. So I'm going to use the Bright Idea deck just for the general energy, just for the general tarot read. I have shuffled this deck. I'm just going to cut it. So the main energy of the deck is fantasy, and you might be feeling a bit like you have no clarity, you don't seem to have any direction at this particular moment. With this card, this is usually the Moon card. Maybe things seem to be worse than what they are, and as they say, you might be looking at monsters when there aren't any around. So you feel like everything is very confused around you, really an element of confusion. maybe a bit of self-delusion going on over there as well. Things are not quite what they are seeming to be. You might not be sleeping very well, might be having some dreams, vivid dreams, staying awake late, worrying about things as well. So that could be the case. And you don't feel things are really going your way right now. So quite an air of confusion around you, and really not much clarity, especially even involving your money. So the main card is choice, and the card crossing it is instinct. So you are being very strategic about making a decision, but you're trying to go on your instinct, and you're being very cautious about making this decision. You can see this man has got his watch in his hand, so time is passing. He's also trying to find directions. Actually, this is his compass. You're trying to find direction over here, and you're walking. You feel like you're walking a tightrope. You're balancing. It's a very, very fine balance that you're doing, and you are going on your instincts. You haven't got all the information in your hand, and you're trying to make a decision with not all the information being given to you. But you are proceeding very, very carefully, very, very cautiously about the whole thing. So some sort of choice that is being made, you're going about it very, very strategically, considering all the options and deciding what to do, trying to balance the situation and trying to anticipate what the next move is going to be. So a choice, you're facing a choice at this particular moment. In the last year or so, there's been an end of some sort of situation. This is the obsession card. So you've been very, very focused on something at the moment. Maybe a lot of burdens, a lot of problems, a lot of mental anguish coming from it. Very obsessed with it, looking at the fine details. It is probably some sort of work that you're doing that has involved science and technology. So you are being very finicky about the finer details, almost so that you're really obsessing on it. But this is the 10 cards, so this is the end of that particular kind of cycle with all these mental challenges that have been coming to you, and it is something very scientific that you're dealing with at this particular moment in your work. You've been trying to find some sort of balance here, and you've been trying to balance your work with your family life, and you do feel very stressed up about it. She's at the pinnacle of this building, so she's very, very stressed out, which way to go, and it's been a really, really fine balancing juggling act that you've been trying to pull between emotions and the need to earn this money. You might be in a very, very high stressed job at this particular moment, and this card also indicates a lot of stress and a lot of balance that you're trying to find over here, and you really feel that it's very personal. It's not something that's that you're working for the company and the company is just facing this kind of stress. You yourself are very, very stressed out at this particular moment, and I think this choice that you have to make at this time is also stressing you out even more. And you can see that your mind is really, really confused. A lot of conflict going on in your mind, inner conflict going on. You're considering all the information that you learned. You're wondering if you're doing too much or too little. Is it moving too fast? You feel like you feel like it's moving out of your control. You feel like you have lost control of the situation, and things are going in a way that you can't seem to drive this particular project or whatever it is you're doing. It's just taken a life of its own, and it's going on itself. And there seems you feel very isolated, very depressed, very unsupported, very left out of everything. You're alone, having to fend for yourself, and you don't feel like you've got any control. So it seems like things have gotten away with you, and you don't seem to be able to steer things according to the way you are. You also don't have all the facts, and you're going by instinct, and you're trying to make decisions and choices based on that instinct. So you're at a standstill right now mentally, because you don't really know what to do, and there is a sense of loss that you feel very, very unsupported right now, and it's probably depressing you and making you feel very miserable for being in this kind of situation. Maybe you feel everybody else is getting direction and getting cared for in that particular post, and you are not. And you are trying to find this balance. You've been trying to find this balance for the last 3 months. So going into the future, you are now relying completely on your intuition. You might be involved in some sort of studies with this card. The intuition is usually the High Priestess, so involved in some sort of information that you're trying to gather, and there's a lot of facts that are hidden. You haven't seen everything yet. So you're working a lot on your intuition and trying to draw from yourself to answer the questions where nobody else wants to help you. People just see you as somebody who has gotten their dream job, and they've gotten what they wanted. Somebody's on the top of the game. They feel that you started something new. Maybe this is a new post that you started, and maybe you haven't been properly trained or properly given all the facts on how things run. So maybe you're working in a very brand new situation, and you're having to make decisions that are difficult decisions, and nobody's there to help you, because maybe you've taken a management position or a leadership role, and always say it's lonely at the top. So maybe you're at that particular point at this moment, trying to steer something, start something, move something, but you're alone in this kind of management position, and you don't really know how to do it because it's never been done before. So you're trying to get direction in your life. So this is what your fear is, that you're not going to be able to bring this, win this game, if you like, bring this ball home, if you like. So you're worried that that you've lost control. And in your mind, you are worrying that you've lost control of the situation, that you can't lead this particular thing. So that is the thing that is really worrying you. So going into the future, you've got action and optimism and freedom. So 3 of Action says, in order for you to succeed, a journey begins with the first step. So you need to be somebody of action. Don't sit back and get distressed or stress about it, because if you start doing it, then everything will fall into place. The sun's coming out over here, there's abundance around, and this man is taking a jog. So that means that for his journey, he'll get from place A to place B by starting to do the run. So you need to start acting rather than just thinking and stressing about it. So, and if you do that, then you will be able to manage this particular situation, and you do need to be optimistic about it. You need to say that you are capable of doing this particular job, and you can take control of the situation. And with it, you've got the Fool card. So this is something brand new that has come in, and it is going to have its ups and downs, no doubt. But if you persevere at it, it's going to produce a lot of money. And if you feel that you are lacking in some sort of aspect of it, you do need to do some further studying or research, or get some more information. Time is passing, so you do need to do it now. You need to act upon it now, and you need to bring in, get more education to get rid of the confusion. You can see there's a swirl around there. Get rid of that confusion. You need to approach it from a very, very optimistic point of view, and you need to go in and act on it. So this is a card that is telling you that you do need to act. It is something brand new, and if you persevere at it, it will produce a lot of good rewards. There might be ups and downs, but that's just to be expected, and it's nothing to get distressed about. If you're feeling unsupported, maybe you should ask somebody for some help if you do need it. But I think you will be able to do it. Relying on your intuition is a good idea, but don't feel like you've lost the plot, because there is something. The card of 3 of Action is saying if you take control of the situation yourself and just do, you will be able to produce good results. So I'm drawing 3 cards from the Archangel Tarot just for some advice. I have shuffled. I'll just take out 3. So the first card is the Knight of Air, which says, events that occur with great speed, take the time to carefully review your options, creative solutions. So things starting to act very fast. So things coming at you with great speed, information coming at you with great speed. You need to be on your game, and you need to act quite quickly, but think carefully before you do it. And the second one is the 8 of Air. This is also a card of things coming to you very quickly. Focus is an important thing with the 8 of Air. And it says an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-discipline, afraid to take action. So you need to actually take action with the 8 of Air, and don't let all these thoughts that are bringing you down restrict you. Don't be restricted by this thing. So the 8 of Air usually is the 8 of Swords, and 8 of Swords says that there are mental blockages around you, and it's just an illusion. You can actually get out of this. So don't let your fear trap you. Put on an air, even if it's initially, even if you're faking it, what the phase is, you have to fake it to make it. So, you have got to fake that authority in you and get rid of all your fears in order to make this post or whatever job you're doing work. And the last card is the Queen of Fire, which says, stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. So with the Queen of Fire, you do have that power, because it's a power. Fire energy is very powerful. And it says you're confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. So people do see you as a confident person. And if you're feeling like you're unsupported and you feel like you're losing control of the situation, be optimistic. Be optimistic. That is the most important thing that you need to do. If you're optimistic, you can conquer anything. And take the first steps. Act. Don't sit back and let the situation overwhelm you. So try not to be overwhelmed by the situation, and take leadership. You want leadership, so take control of the situation. And going by your instincts and going cautiously is a good thing to do. The High Priestess always gives good advice, so you always will get, but if you follow your instincts, you will be able to do the right thing, and do it step by step, stage by stage. If you need to get do some further studying or education or brush up on your skills, you need to do that to keep the momentum of this position going, and you will be able to overcome any kinds of problems, and you will fit into the role of leadership. So it seems here there's a struggle about leadership here, and you need to assert yourself and show that you can be a leader, and you can be a good leader at that. So I hope that this reading has resonated with you, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave me a comment. And thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.